pissed. But, what can you do? But, yeah, man, the NWO was awesome. It was an awesome time. And everybody's career, it didn't hurt anybody that was involved in it, had any significant role. Believe it. It did nothing but enhance it, and we all were better for it.
Okay, I believe that. Now, we'll go forward to WCW, ECW sell. WWE makes the purchase. Some guys wound up with WWE, some don't. Did you ever get a call after the sale that WWE was interested? Did you ever have another interview?
No. They never touched base with me. I called Matsusato up after I was released, and I was already going back. As a matter of fact, I went back on I was still working for WCW for 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
But when they released me, I told them that I'm not going to wrestle in a bad light on TV. Meaning I'm not going to do anything that isn't good for me, because I've taken care of it. I told they were flipping. I mean, what was the guy's name that took over, Nick Russo or whatever, right? Russo?
Vince Russo?
Yeah, whatever. He about had a court. I came in the office, because when they released me, they told me the night before that they weren't good. J.J. Dillon and them, So I just called the office when I got my release, and I said, I'm coming down. I need to talk to you. It's at 35. They had the freaking janitors in his office. There's 20 people in there. He didn't get enough security guys. It couldn't. And no, but anyways, but when I got released, I just went back to Japan. I called Moss up. I told Moss I was released. He says he sent me a contract immediately. We guarantee, great guarantee. It was awesome. I mean, I didn't miss a beat. And, it was actually kind of a relief, because it was tough, man. It was hard. I mean, working your ass off, and when I was going 2 countries, it was like it just got, half my workload was gone. So it didn't, I was good with it.
Okay. So I'm guessing you don't have a great opinion of Vince Russo.
How can I? I mean, he lied to me right off the bat. The office lied to me as soon as Eric was out of there. Eric didn't lie to me. Eric was straight with me all the time. I'm one of the luckiest guys as far as wrestling this business. Guys I worked for, Eric and Matsusato and Eric, were straight up with me.
Right.
Mas was amazing, and Eric was very, very good to me. Very, very good to me. And I mean, J.J. Dillon, told me that night on Thursday Thunder that the rumors of you being released, don't worry about them. I'm the guy that I would know that. Don't worry about anything. So I wrestled Goldberg that night. Next morning, J.J. calls me. He says, I hope this phone call precedes the bad news you're getting on FedEx. I said it didn't. And he goes, and I don't know if FedEx can deliver in an hour. I said, but I'm on my way down. Don't worry about it. And that's why I came down and got a little interested.
All right, let me ask you a question regarding wrestling. Randy Savage, as far as working with him. I always ask people that worked with him because I'm a fan of Randy, and I just had his brother Lanny in at a convention. I mean, pretty much everybody knows what a perfectionist he was, but how was he to work with?
One of the best guys I've ever known in this business. Now, when I got the call to come to WCW from Eric, Kevin Sullivan was the booker. They told me I was coming in to do a match with Randy on the second Monday Nitro. We're to do a match, and then earthquake when you hit the ring and go in this big spill.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to Randy since the first time I met him, and he was just unbelievable. So Kevin Sullivan comes walking, and he says, "Hey, I need to talk to you guys." He goes, "Scott," he says, "I know that you're supposed to come in and wrestle Randy tonight and just do the big smiles at the end." He says, "But we need to put him over about a minute and a half." And I looked at Kevin, and I was about ready to, come out of my chair. Because you don't bring a guy in and get him all ready. You got to do this big spill with me. I'm going to work an angle with Randy, so on and so forth. Then Randy says, "Bullshit." I'm like, "What?" He says, you promised this guy, man. And I've been talking to him all along. He said, "We're going to do what we're supposed to do." And Randy changed it right on the spot. And not too many guys will stand up for you like that. And I've always had nothing but the greatest respect for Randy. I didn't know where it was going to go with me, that night. I mean, when I heard that, I was kind of like, I wasn't thinking anymore. I was just going like, I'm coming in, promise this, and the first thing comes out of this dude's mouth, he's going to, put one on my back. Then Randy steps up. Oh, no. That was cool. So I've always had a relationship with Randy that was top notch. He was a great guy to work with. He was a perfectionist, and dude was awesome. Randy was an awesome guy. I have great respect for Randy. Him and Hawk got in a big battle, a couple fights and everything. And Hawk was my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And Randy's a very, very close, good friend of mine that I just a newfound friend, And it just I'm just going, God, how can this go on, But I never got, he was just a great guy to me, man. He was a good friend, and Randy was cool as hell to work with.
Yep, and still missed.
He's still not in the Hall of Fame.
No, he is. He went in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
yeah, we waited long enough.
God sakes, man. The Hall of Fame should. Those guys. There's quite a few guys like Randy that are just that great of a wrestler, pedigree. On the mic, every aspect of their game was just perfect, and but that was ridiculous. Good God,
man! The torturous fan base for a decade.
And then they just recently put Rick Rude in, right?
Yeah, this past year.
Yeah, Rick was. That's another guy. So you talk about a perfect. Him and Randy Savage are a lot alike.
Yeah.
Rick. Well, I'll tell you something. That dude right there. Tell me, he's going.
I've been hearing a lot of from former wrestlers. I don't want to name any names. I don't get anybody in trouble. That a lot of them are refusing WWE Hall of Fame induction because they don't want to sign marketing deals. And which obviously is going to make WWE money. It's not going to make the superstar any money. So that's why a lot of these guys are getting inducted after they're passing away, because now WWE can make money off of them and doesn't have to worry about them signing a contract.
Well, I didn't. That's the first I've heard of that.
There is one particular guy that I heard it from. He should be in the Hall of Fame. I'll only say he was the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. He's really.
Oh, you're kidding me!
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Wow.
And how's that guy not in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I did a match and a signing out last month out in New York, and I was at the first chance I've ever had a chance with Ricky Steamboat.
Okay.
And, you know, what a class act that dude is.
Yeah, that guy's awesome.
I mean, just unbelievable. And be able to spend, you know, we did a sign-in in the morning at memorabilia joint, and we did one in the afternoon. Then I had a match that night. He had did a little spiel. And, you know, he went in the Hall of Fame like the early 2000s, right?
Mm-hmm.
2004 or 5, somewhere. And just class dude, you know. And we were talking a little bit about the Hall of Fame, and I said that's a great honor, you know, and it's something that you really deserve because all the great matches he had with Flair and just about anybody he got. You know, he had great matches with Randy Savage. He had great, you know, just about anybody you locked up with, you know. And you know, I'm kind of brought up about why one guy wasn't in there. That's kind of got just a couple years left to live, you know. And we kind of had a little talk about him, you know, and you know, some guys that, you know, I believe big man, biggest pain in the ass in the business, but he belongs in there also.
Right.
But, you know, and but it's kind of weird that how what you do throughout your career, and certain people they're just not gonna, you know, that group is just not gonna give them, you know, they're great. I mean, how good you gotta be, and especially like the dude with Intercontinental. I mean, how the hell can you, you know? And I mean. But then you got guys like, you know, Steamboat, who classes act in the business. I mean, he just boom.
Yep.
And that's where he belongs. You know, I mean, yeah, that was pretty cool meeting him.
Yeah, I met him a couple times at some conventions. He's a really good guy, very down to earth, very well spoken, and very highly intelligent.
Oh, absolutely. You know, talking about Intercontinental belt, the one that him and Randy wrestled for.
Yeah, WrestleMania 3.
A guy bought that belt. And we're doing a signing where one guy coming that's there for Steamboat, and one guy comes in the room that's there for me. And this guy brings that belt, and Ricky's telling me a story about this dentist. And we're just going back and forth, and it was really, you know, just it was like I'd known this guy my whole life. It was just that easy to be around him and talk.
Yeah.
So he's talking about this story about he's on the road, he got a bad tooth or whatever with the dentist and everything going on. And this guy comes in with that belt. And Ricky goes, God, man. And I said, man, that match you and Savage had was unbelievable. We're sitting there talking back and forth. And he's a storyteller. He's a talker. It's really cool, you know, because you know, he was a huge part of this business, and, you know, there's a lot of iconic things he's done. And so he's talking about that match and everything. And also he says, you want me to sign it right here? The guy says, yes, please. You got this, you know, just beautiful. And he signs the belt. Ricky Steamboat, the dentist. He didn't put the dragon on there. He put the dentist. And all of a sudden we had this senior moment there for a second. It was unbelievable. This guy kind of, you know, and I'm going, man, this makes this belt worth more money.
Because now there's a story attached to it.
Oh, God. And Ricky is just trying to tell him, you know, and he says, you know, I think Ricky even wrote him a letter or kind of said, you know, how this came about and whatnot. But, God, it was pretty classic, you know. And I mean, the greatest guy in the world, the last thing he's going to do is rib somebody and put the dentist on there, you know, because the guy came in for the last part of the dentist story. So he's listening to us talk about this dentist and all this, and all of a sudden he goes, look at that, I signed the dentist. I go, you know, it starts going like that once you get up there. Things start, everything runs into each other, you know.
Too many bumps.
Yeah. All right, he took them too.
Okay, so let's see. We have you November 4th. Big event. Saturday, November 4th. We're bringing you in with Lady Tapa, Cowboy Bob Orton, and the aforementioned Eric Bischoff. So that's going to be
fun.
That's a crew.
That's be cool. I mean, I met Bob Orton in the AW